What is up, guys? That was way too fast. Welcome back to Cooking Simulator. Now, you may not know this about me, but I'm the worst chef in the world, actually. I don't know how to cook anything. I don't really even put things on plates. I just eat out of a bowl. It's disgusting. Anyway, I'm gonna take that knowledge with you today and bring it into a kitchen where you can literally do anything that you can think of. What is this thing? What do I do with that? A timer. We got a timer. That's what that is. I've never used one of those before, believe it or not. I just wing it. We got this little thing that fries, I guess, fryer basket. We got all kinds of random junk. I'm gonna take you through a 5-course meal, Loverfella style. Feel free to follow me along in real life. Go ahead and get these ingredients, create it, send me your tweets. I'd love to see it and throw up with you. We're gonna start off with a little stromboli. So we're gonna need to take a plate. You're gonna want to put the plate on top of your stainless steel counter. That's the first step. Very challenging. Step 2, you actually want to grab a full-size pumpkin, just like this. Bring it back over and just put the pumpkin on the plate, all right? If you don't have a pumpkin, you can go to your local Halloween store, maybe around November next year, and you'll be able to stock up for the coming year. Now you got your pumpkin, you'd want to get a potato. Just one whole potato. You're gonna take it over here, and you're gonna drop it on your stove. You're gonna drop it on the floor, actually. That's what you're gonna do. Always put the potato on the floor in front of your stove. It's a very important step, all right? Potatoes out of the way. We're gonna go ahead and pick up a little bit of olive oil. So we're gonna take some olive oil, open that bottle up real quick, and then rotate it, all right? See how we rotate this? Just a little bit. Sprinkle that on top of your pumpkin there. Don't wanna make a mess now. Put that lid back on. And then we're just gonna drop it in the sink because now the bottle's real dirty. Oh, I broke it. All right, now don't throw it. That's not how you want to do it. So if you guys are following me, I did miss the plate. It seems like a little bit there. You got a pumpkin on a plate, you got a potato on the ground. We want to walk over to the fridge here, and you guys should all have this stocked in your fridge. You want to find a sausage, just a real long boy here. We're gonna put it in this thing. We're just gonna toss it in this little guy. You might be asking, Loverfella, what is this? I would tell you that it's a, what is this? Joe, tell me what this is. I don't know what this thing is, dude. Is it a microwave? All right, so we got this sausage link cooking here. And the final step for the first meal, that's right. We're going to take this pumpkin and we're going to carefully place it inside of the food processing chamber. So you just wanna get that in there and then just turn it on. It looks like our pumpkin's a little too big. Let's save some power here. I feel like we need a knife or something to cut into the pumpkin. Forget where I put the knife in my kitchen here. I know I've got a knife. Usually it's on the wall or something. Silverware. What's in this thing? Nothing. It's empty. Okay. The sausage should still be cooking at this point. Keep that thing in there. Don't let it come out yet until you find your knife. Ah, yes. Here we go. The blender. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna turn this thing on. We're going to just get that out there. Carefully bring that on top of your pumpkin. All right. Take your handheld blender right there. Yeah, it doesn't work. Ah, finally, the knives. That's what we've been looking for this whole time, right here. Okay, we got the knife. Take it over your pumpkin. Just chop that pumpkin in half real quick. Should be real easy. There we go. Nice and easy. We're gonna cut it right through the center. Like that. The pumpkin should just cut right through. Real easy, guys. It won't take much force from you. And then you'll just cancel that and throw your knife. Excuse me. You'll place the knife down. We don't throw knives. That's very dangerous. Next step, take your pumpkin, put it inside the blender. There we go. All right, so now that I believe our pumpkin slices will fit into the blender, we're just gonna do that. There we go. Finally, the pumpkin has entered the blender. It was a little bit of a process, guys. It's been a while since I've prepared the Loverfella specialty, also known as flambé crème brûlée pumpkin de sausage. It's a French dish. Now, this sausage should be heated up nicely. It looks well roasted here, about halfway cooked. That's what you like. Too hot to touch at the moment, so you're gonna have to let that cool down. Or what you can do is you can actually grab a, just grab it on a spatula real carefully. You just gotta balance that, quite the act here, and just place it over here on your counter where we've been putting everything else. So it should plop right there. It is. That's beautiful. I like it. Again, you're just gonna chop into that sausage real nicely here. Be careful not to cut your fingers. The technique is to just put your fingers like this and make sure you don't cut your fingers. So that's great work there, guys. If you're following me here, you should have a pumpkin and a little bit of a sausage end to just throw inside. So we'll pick that up with our spatula here. Now, I think tongs are actually for picking up hot items, so we'll just tong this and try to tong it and then release it into the blender here. This is quite an advanced maneuver, guys. Hopefully you're staying with me here. You might check a few times to tong it in properly, all right? You might drop it on the floor. It's okay. Just like that. Bring it up real high and then just drop it in. There's just like that. That's what you... There it is, guys. It is quite the process. Now that we've got that in there, we'll just blend it up. There it is. There it is. 388 milliliters. Okay. Take that off, and you've got the base to our first dish here. So we're gonna leave that here, work on our second dish while that's fermenting out there on the cabinet. And the next dish is a little bit simpler, guys. It's not gonna take as long. You're gonna wanna get your favorite square plate. Square plates are just a little bit fancier, and people seem to trust them more. Take your pot, place it over here on the oven here, just like that. What we're gonna do is a little bit unique. You might not have seen this one before in your time as a chef. We're actually gonna take a bottle of barbecue sauce to start this off, just to create a little flambe on the bottom of this. We're just gonna rotate the entire thing. So we're gonna pour about 496 milliliters of barbecue sauce in into that, and then just go ahead and chuck this into here. You'll use the glass shards for our third dish. The important thing here is to remember to grab the right piece inside of your refrigerator. What you're gonna want is coconut milk, all right? Coconut milk and barbecue sauce are a great mixture. So again, about 181 milliliters is about what we're looking for. So that's a 600 milliliter mixture there. And for this one, we'll actually be tossing it into the lower oven. You're gonna wanna grab a piece of bread for this, place the bread inside of our little thing right there, and then just crank that up on a low setting. So we're gonna let that simmer for a little bit. It's gonna kind of soak into the bread and create what I like to call a flageolet. Now that's a French word meaning delicious food. It's actually, anyway, so that's what we got going on there, and this mixture should be just about ready to plate. So we're gonna go ahead and find our bowl, and we'll place this down, and we're just going to carefully enter this into the bowl. It's gonna be a tough pour here. It's gonna be a real tough pour. You don't want to spill any of this. This is sacred juice here. There it is. We did get it into the bowl. Excellent work, guys. Well done. Well done. Now just place that down. Don't break it. We don't want that glass. This is our first meal. It's called a chartreuse bowl basic. It's a pretty similar meal to what you might order at a 17-star restaurant. So we'll just place that here. It's ready to go. Looks like our bread is about burnt to crap, so that's good. I'll just place that right there as well. Okay. Now this one you want to plate in a deep plate just because the bread is your focal point here. So we're just gonna put that up on top and then just real. You don't want to do this really like the way I'm doing it, just like that. Pour the bread right in there. It doesn't really matter where the bread ends up. And that's your second meal. So we got 2 out of 5 knocked out here. I think this is a pretty decent. Just get rid of that. We don't need the spatula here. And there it is. So that's the second meal for the day. Starting off with 2 soups, a little bit. So that's okay. Our janitor will clean that up for us. It's just to show you guys. All right. It's just to show you we're not actually going to be eating this today. Okay. Let's move on to our third most advanced dish today. So for our third dish, you're going to need what's known as a microwave. It's a very advanced cooking machinery that you might find in some of your more high-end kitchens. And what we're going to do here is actually reach down here and pull out an ostrich egg. Now this is a very large egg. You don't typically find eggs of this size inside of a normal fridge, but here we are. We're gonna open this thing up. Actually, you're gonna want to plate your ostrich egg first, so we'll just place this on this plate here. So just one single egg. It's a very small dish, more for the experience on the tongue than anything else. All right, and we broke our plate and dropped our egg, so we'll go ahead and just try that again. That's good. There we go. Now just place the ostrich egg in the center. Go ahead and close it, and you just want to nuke this thing for about max power. And what I would do here is just kind of pump that up. I would say you don't want to do too long, but you want to make sure it gets nice and cooked in there. So we'll be about 3 minutes. Should be good. It looks like it exploded there. All right, so once your egg explodes, go ahead and just take a burger bun. You're gonna want to put it on top of a cutting board. This is where it gets kind of weird, and I don't think people really agree with me, but this is kind of something I learned growing up. You want to actually cut your burger bun into a couple pieces here, just very precisely. There it is. There it is. Oh, look at the satisfying cuts. Oh my gosh. This is going to be called a deconstructed burger. It's kind of something you'd find in a bougier restaurant, something that I would run. And we'll serve it on this piece of wood as well. It's just a little bit fancier that way. So we've got the burger. Actually, something that a lot of people pay more for is not even cooking the meat. So we actually just give them a straight up raw burger on top of a cut up bun just because it's deconstructed. So we put that right on top of it. You know, they'll be fine with that. And we want to get just a whole block of cheddar cheese, really. Don't even worry about cutting it. That's for them to decide. So throw a little block of cheese on there. Don't worry about the placement. It's not really a huge deal at this point in our career. You want a spritz of lime juice. You're gonna want a spritz of lemon juice, actually. We don't need lime juice here. So you're just gonna take this lemon juice over here, chuck it at the wall. It should delicately splash a little bit around there, and the juice particles will get on there. And then finally, the last piece you want is to actually pick some fresh parsley leaves. So we're gonna take the parsley, bring it over here, and set it down on top of that. And that's our third dish. It's called Deconstructed Hamburger. This is actually one of our more popular dishes. We do sell them for $48 a pop here. It's a great money maker, but obviously it takes an advanced chef like myself. Now we'll move on to desserts here. For desserts, we're just gonna take the smallest bowl possible, and we're gonna create a chocolate chartreuse crème brûlée chandelier. So this one is called the chandelier because it actually uses glass. So I told you we'd use this later. Chuck this at the wall. Go ahead and just get your glass around here, just like that. Break the bowl. First step, break the bowl. All right, you're gonna pick up a banana. People love bananas and glass. It's a great combination. And then just place that on top of the bowl, just like so, right there. That's about as close as you can get it. You don't want to touch the bowl, guys. That's dangerous. And then to top this one off, we're actually going to fry it. So this is our first time going into the fryer. So we're going to use something you wouldn't normally use in a fryer. I would say. We're gonna actually pour an entire bottle of honey inside the fryer. So this is a more unique one. I think more of an advanced restaurant decision. And we'll just dump that in there, just like that. Keep it going. All right, so take your banana. We've already got glass placed in there just because I'm a really good chef. Go ahead and place it in the fryer basket. There it goes. Just fry that banana up. We'll go ahead and just give it a nice little switcheroony here. There it goes. All right, so we do have a giant tank of gas here as well. We're just gonna place this, I don't know, next to the stove, I guess. It seems like a good spot for it. All right, so we got the gas right here. There it goes. Put the gas right on top of the oven and just crank that up and heat up the gas. You're gonna use the gas later at our next stage here. But while that's heating up, we're gonna bring a little bit of chili flakes and just season our deep fryer over here. All right, and our banana should be finished. So we're just gonna bring this on over and place it down. So that is called the chandelier for short. So we've got 4 delicious dishes here, guys. What do you think the last dish will be? Well, you'll certainly find out. It's gonna be a banger. This is nice and heated up. That's what we like. The last dish is actually a Egyptian take on a classic meal. Something that a lot of you are probably familiar with. We'll just leave this one as a surprise. We'll place this down right here. So you're gonna take a strip of bacon here, and you're gonna throw the strip of bacon inside of this. Put it right there and grill this thing up. So that's grilling up nice and good. I do like a good slice of bacon, so that makes me happy. And then next to that, we'll just put another slice of bread. This is, like I said, it's Egyptian, guys, so take a guess at what you think it's called. We'll let that heat up there. And now this is where it gets a little bit controversial. People don't like to see this, but I think it's a great idea. We're actually gonna take a fire extinguisher here and spray fire extinguisher powder on top of it. So just like that. Just get it all over top of it. That should do. Turn that off. And then you're actually going to take the bacon, put it on top of the bread. And then finally just take the bread here, put it on top of that, and then put a piece of bacon on top of the plate right next to it, just like that. It's very beautifully plated. And so this is what we call stromboli de frigik on Tanalamana van Shelle, Flando Flepook, Jange Fli Jankinga. Pumpkin pie. So this is a really advanced one. I charge a lot of money for this. In fact, only our biggest patrons pay for this. Is about $60,000 per slice. So I'm gonna make one of these a year. Helps fund the entire business. This is the Loverfella restaurant. It's called Spangly Nostos.